All right, listen up. Welcome to your ultimate night before study session. If you are currently cramming for tomorrow's digital marketing exam, well, you are in exactly the right place. I'm going to be your professor for the next few minutes, and my goal for this explainer is incredibly simple: to make sure you walk into that exam room tomorrow totally prepared, super confident, and ready to absolutely ace it. We're going to lock down every essential concept to keep you razor focused. So, you've got that massive exam tomorrow, right? And you're probably looking at a giant textbook, panicking just a little bit about the sheer volume of the syllabus. But right now, I need you to do me a favor. Take a deep breath, exhale. We are going to cover absolutely everything you need to know in under 10 minutes. There's no fluff here, just the high-yield facts that actually show up on the test. Let's go. Okay, here is your syllabus for the night. 1. Core concepts. 2. The shift from offline to online. 3. A deep dive into ad types. 4. Social platforms. And finally, 5. SEO and the social media marketing mix. Knowing this finite 5-module structure is going to immediately lower your cognitive load. Okay, let's dive right into this. Module 1, Core Concepts, focusing on ads versus publicity. First up, we have advertising. The absolute foundational traits you need to memorize here are that it's paid, non-personal, and has an identified sponsor. Basically, if a brand opens its wallet and pays for the space, it's an ad. You are definitely going to be asked about the objectives of advertising, so lock these into your brain. It's informative for new products, persuasive to convince buyers, a reminder for existing customers, competitive to fend off rivals, and of course, it's about brand building. On the flip side of the coin, we have publicity. And the golden rule here, it is free and non-paid. We're talking news coverage, press releases, or just organic word of mouth. But hey, here is a little secret that's going to save you points on the exam. While publicity is highly credible because, it's earned, it is absolutely not under the brand's control. A viral news story about a product defect? Yeah, that's publicity, and it's terrible for the brand. So remember, free doesn't always mean good. Now pay attention, because exams literally love to trick students on this exact showdown, specifically the control and credibility differences. Advertisement equals full control but lower credibility, because the audience knows you paid for it. Publicity equals zero control but way higher credibility, since a third party is the one validating you. Moving right along to Module 2, the shift from offline to online marketing. Let's rapidly rattle off these categories. Offline includes your traditional print, broadcast, direct mail, and transit, but definitely pays special attention to the acronym OOH. That stands for out of home. Think massive billboards along the highway. Professors love using OOH as a classic multiple choice distractor, just to see if you actually know your acronyms. Online, conversely, is the digital stuff: search, display, social, video, and native ads. Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is the sheer contrast in measurement. Offline marketing relies on broad targeting, and the results are notoriously difficult to measure. Online advertising flips that script entirely. Online gives you global reach, highly specific targeting, and most importantly, real-time measurability and high interactivity. If a test question asks why a brand moved online, the answer is almost always going to be specific targeting and real-time analytics. All right, deep breath, because here's Module 3, a deep dive into display versus contextual advertising. Let's kick this off with display advertising. These are your highly visual ads: images, GIFs, videos. The key traits you absolutely need to know for the exam are that they are highly customizable and they heavily support retargeting. When you look at a pair of sneakers online and then that exact same pair mysteriously follows you to 3 different websites? Yep, that is display advertising at work. This category is the home of your classic banners, pop-ups, pop-unders, and interactive, rich media. So let's quickly categorize where these ads actually live on your screen, just so you can visualize the test questions. In video, obviously plays before or during a YouTube clip. In page are those traditional embedded banners you see everywhere. In text are those sneaky hyperlinked keywords inside an article that pop up when you hover over them. And in image are ads physically overlaid right on top of pictures. Lock those spatial relationships into your brain. Now completely contrast that with contextual advertising. This strategy is entirely about showing ads based on the actual content of the web page being viewed. Here's the classic example you'll probably see: seeing an ad for running shoes while you're reading a fitness blog. The ad is there because of the page's topic, not because of your personal weird browsing history. It relies purely on the page content itself. So, the absolutely crucial point to remember, the definitive distinction you must memorize is the privacy angle. Display ads track user data and behavior, which, understandably, raises a ton of privacy concerns. Contextual ads, they don't care who you are. They literally only care what the page is about. Because of that, contextual ads are highly relevant and privacy-friendly. If you see a multiple-choice question about privacy compliance, lean toward contextual, for sure. Next up, we have to demystify the alphabet soup of ad payments. CPM is cost per mil, which just means cost per 1,000 views. CPC is cost per click. CPA is cost per action, like making a purchase. And CPL is cost per lead. Keep in mind that contextual advertising, like Google AdSense, usually relies on a CPC model. Oh, and here's a fun fact that might score you bonus points. Under their revenue share model, Google keeps about 32% of that money, leaving the publisher with the other 68%. All right, let's shift the energy. Module 4, the social media platform breakdown. You are very likely to face matching questions on this timeline, so let's tie these eras together quickly. 2003 brought us LinkedIn, the king of B2B. In 2004, Facebook launched, which eventually blew up to over 3 billion users. By 2005, YouTube arrived and completely revolutionized video monetization. Then in 2006, Twitter, now X, became the ultimate hub for real-time news. 2009 saw WhatsApp bring us end-to-end encryption. And finally, in 2010, Kevin Systrom launched Instagram, giving us the ultimate visual platform. Let's move to our final module and see how this all builds together. Module 5, SEO and the marketing mix. First up here is search engine optimization. The absolutely defining characteristics you need to spot on the test are the words organic and unpaid. If you're paying for the ranking, it is search engine marketing, or a search ad. SEO is strictly about earning your rank organically through website optimization. Okay, listen closely because this next part is a massive trap on the multiple choice section. Do not mix up on-page and off-page SEO. On-page is the stuff you control directly on your site, your keywords, your meta tags, and your content quality. Off-page is your reputation elsewhere out on the web, specifically backlinks from other sites that build your domain authority. Technical covers the boring but vital stuff like site speed, while local SEO relies heavily on tools like Google My Business. Finally, we have the social media marketing mix. Now, you probably already know the traditional 4 Ps of marketing, but for this exam, you have to adapt them to the digital world. Product becomes your digital content and services. Price is about online value perception. Here is the big one, though. Place no longer means a physical brick-and-mortar store. It literally just refers to the digital platforms you choose, like Instagram or YouTube. Promotion is your ads and organic posts. People becomes your community management, and process is your content scheduling workflow. And just like that, we have covered the entire syllabus. Now, I want to leave you with one final provocative exam-style question to test how well you can synthesize all this. If you were to launch a brand new brand tomorrow, how would you combine the privacy-friendly targeting of contextual ads, the organic power of SEO, and the digital strategy of the SMM mix to utterly crush your biggest competitor? Think about how all these puzzle pieces connect, get a great night's sleep, and go absolutely crush that test tomorrow. You've got this.